Alright, today I'm jumping into the swamp and gonna be looking for mid to late season food sources, and also looking for spots where these deer are crossing sloughs, stuff like that. So I guess let's hop on in it and see what we find. I'm basically right now walking a big slough that runs straight up down there and make a big loop all the way back around. I'm looking for obviously oaks. Now earlier in a video I posted before, I talked about early season food, which would be persimmons, water oaks, willow oaks, muscadines, beautyberry, stuff like that. This video is going to be more geared towards your stuff that's dropping a little bit later. So that could be southern red oaks, northern red oaks, overcup oaks, chestnut oaks, swamp chestnut oaks, and even water oaks will still be dropping later. But just going to cover those type of food sources and see what I can locate, and also see if I can find some good crossings where they're crossing the sloughs. And heck, even if I see something that looks good for the rut, if it makes sense. So I guess let's get to walking. Alright, as I'm walking down this line, I just came across another fresh rub. So I got that marked. Keep walking. This is right down from the rub, a giant water oak right here. And it's got some acorns on the ground. So I'm probably gonna set up to hunt somewhere right up in here. Cut this buck off. I think he's definitely coming through here. So that buck, that rub was over there. There's some persimmons in there. That big water oak's right there. There's a little drain that runs up in here and some thick stuff over here. So I'm thinking he's coming from this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna look all through here, see if I cut any fresh buck tracks. Big tracks. See if I can figure out exactly where he's liking to cut through here. Alright, so I've made it down this drain and I cut some bigger tracks, but here you go. Someone's got a stand put up. It's got a bunch of cypress needles on it, on the seat, so it's been there for a long time. So just gotta find where people aren't. I might hunt this early, but other than that, nope. Alright, right here. Right here, you got a big slough that runs through here, and it gets tight right here. And these deer crossing this right here. Out of that break, on across through here, and gets bigger water back up in there. So this little crossing right here looks good. I'll go ahead and mark this. I'll hunt this. I could hunt this the first week. So just on the other side of the crossing, you see all these caps. I mean, they're all old. But this, them big old leaves, that right there is a giant swamp chestnut oak in the perfect spot. So when I talk about feed trees, this is one that's right on a crossing. So I'll mark this. Keep looking, keep walking. Alright, so found another water oak. It's loaded. So this is how you do it. You just cover ground. You can hear them dropping. Cover ground till you find the trees that are producing. This will be a good one. Keep going. Alright, as I'm walking down this line, I just came across another fresh rub. So I got that marked. Alright, so just down from there's a regular, it's just a standard white oak. You can see the leaf. It's a lot smaller than a swamp chestnut oak, and the acorns are smaller. But anyhow, gonna keep going. Well, I said I wasn't gonna emphasize persimmons on this video, but I just found the biggest. That's the biggest persimmon I have ever found. That's the biggest persimmon I have ever found. Thing's huge. Look what's on the ground. Yeah, gonna mark this for sure. Definitely hunt this next week. See tracks. This looks good, very good. I'll be in here. Alright, so that right there is what's called an overcup oak. It's in the white oak family. I've marked it. I'll come back and check it when those should be dropping, which should be later in October. But I'm still going through here, really looking for more food sources and more crossings, stuff like that. Alright, here's another giant. I'm talking about enormous overcup. You can see some of the old caps. See if I can find one. Old cap. So this tree is it's the only tree of any size right in here. So definitely gonna mark it. There you go. It's marked. I know where it's at to check it. But there's a lot of cane back over there behind it. I like that. And should be the only tree, be one of the main trees in here dropping, so that's definitely something to take note of. Alright, keep going. Alright, so right here, what you got, right there is a willow oak, and you can tell by the leaves on the tree, very much like a willow that grows by a pond. So that's a willow oak, and a very large one at that. So there's a few on the ground. A lot of people call those pin oaks, which is not correct. Doesn't really matter to me. But a lot of people mistake that for a pin oak, which are not. Pin oaks are not indigenous to Georgia. Got to go further north, like around Tennessee-ish, to find those. But yeah, willow oak, you can tell by the blades of the leaf, and that's probably the biggest one I found today. So I'll mark that. And that's not a mid to late season food source. That's an earlier season food source for all intents and purposes. But let's keep walking. I'm approaching around 10 miles today. which is a decent amount, but we'll keep walking. Good little patch of chanterelles, but I ain't got time to do any picking today. Still looking, and I have not found but one really good spot that I would say will be more of a pre-rut spot. That first crossing that I found where the sloughs got skinny, I found that one. Ever since then, it's just been marking food sources. Some that are early and some that I'll check back on later in the year. But more walking. God, these skeeters are terrible. So one thing, another persimmon, one thing I'll definitely emphasize is when you're walking and scouting, take your time and stop in an area and just listen, because I just heard the thud of a big old persimmon dropping, and I'm gonna go check it out. Came right over here. And lo and behold, just located the tree. It's got a few dropping. I don't know if it's definitely not near what that other tree I found earlier today. That other one I found, deer track right there. That other one I found was jumbo, what I call a bull persimmon. I'm gonna keep walking through here. I think I might find a bigger one in here. I got a feeling. And so the question may arise is, where are you finding persimmons? Seems like I can never find swamp persimmons. Well, swamp persimmons most of the time are normally always going to be on the edge of sloughs like this, right on the edges of them. That's where you're going to find your swamp persimmons. Got my Era Remover 3000, or my Spider Web Remover 3000 back out. I'm just walking this slough out, and still looking for a really good crossing, something like that, and still checking food sources. You can see where the water's still rippling. Just cross this right here. Skinny point, deeper water there, deeper water down there, shallow right here, crossing. Marked it. Not saying I'll hunt it, but something that I might revisit. Found a pretty dang good trail running like this. Hits the slough. There's a giant peninsula on the other side of the water. Makes an oxbow. And they're crossing right here. But I think they're crossing down over here. Probably better. So I'm gonna walk this water and see if I can find the main trail. That oxbow right there. It gets skinny right here. Right here. Coming right up there, crossing just like this, and going out. There you have it. So, marking this spot now. That'll be another rut funnel, and another stand too. If y'all can see that, guys got a stand right there in that tree. Short ladder. I'll keep walking, making my way back to the truck now, really. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative. Hope you learned something new. I know I did. Well, I got the AC on full blast. I got just tore up by skeeters, cut by briars. Probably I think I got some poison ivy, but just wanted to illustrate kind of what goes into scouting, a day's worth of it, a day's worth of walking. God, them jokers tore me up. Just a tad over 10 miles, full day of it, and I found about 2 very productive water oaks, 1 swamp chestnut oak that's going to be really hot later on, a giant willow oak that should be productive later on, a giant overcup should be productive later on, and 1 absolute magnum persimmon. So, and 2 rut corridors, 2 rut spots that I could probably run into a buck, and I found 2 stands. So I'd say it's a pretty productive day. Appreciate y'all watching. Give me some feedback, comment below, like and share the video if you will, helps the algorithm, and be hunting this weekend. Appreciate y'all watching.